Hey everyone, today I want to talk about something that I have learned the hard way. 10 no-nos in China.
Hey everyone, welcome to China Girl. I'm Sapphire, born and raised in China and currently living in Shenzhen. This is 3-hour metro ride from Hong Kong. If you're curious, on this channel, break down everything about China, whether you are here to work, study, travel, or just really love the hot pot. My goal is to help you understand this place a little better, one video at a time.
Avoid eating at a restaurant in the afternoon and night on weekends. Guys, I used to go out during the weekends, but every time I went out, there was something happened that I wasn't feeling really comfortable. But now, I'm getting smarter. Here's a hard rule I live by now. And before you say, but weekends are for eating out, let me tell you why this is such a bad idea in China. Just a week ago, on Sunday, the temperature was amazing, very cool, chill. I figured, why don't we go out and enjoy the nice temperature last time before the temperature got really hot. I was pretty excited to have sushi after work. That restaurant was pretty close to where I live. I can jump on metro by less than 4 stops away, then I'm in that mall. It would be a perfect day, perfect afternoon. As I was close to that restaurant, of course, every restaurants are super packed. Here's the thing, in China, but we believe that the way that we attract customer is through loudspeakers or some crazy loud music, something that they really stand out, that cause really a lot of noise in your ears, which is a lot because you might hear many different voices. Like this restaurant is playing different kind of music and that restaurant is putting on waiting line loudspeakers on. So with the crowd noises all add up, it's just like too much.
第一，太阳请您用餐。
With all of these loudspeakers on, I was like, give me a moment, I just want to be quiet. And also the restaurant sushi there is super popular and packed and the lines is long, so I gotta choose the one restaurant has less people. There are still many people are waiting there. Why weekend dining? It's a nightmare. Crazy wait lines. Every restaurant is packed, meaning long lines and slow service. And you can see the staffs are super busy, they look stressed out, they are overwhelmed, sometimes they make more mistakes. Or sometimes you really want to have that meal, but they are out of stock. And 99% of the time, if they are crazy busy, we will receive worse service. And the noise level, oh my god, are painful. So trying to have conversations? Good luck shouting over 50 other tables. Here's what I do now. Eat out on weekdays. Restaurants are calmer, service is better. And sometimes I order takeout, same food, no crowd, and I can actually talk to my friend. And if I really need to go out, I go for early weekend brunch, which is at 11 when it's still peaceful. Be careful what you said about politics. This one can be a little bit serious. Well, I'm not here to debate politics or opinions. I just want to share what I have learned to be extremely careful with this topic, especially in here. A while back, I was at a casual gathering with some locals and expats. Someone brought up sensitive politics questions, innocent at first, but suddenly the mood shifted. A few people got tense, some people yelled at someone, and this made the conversation really uncomfortable. And that's when I realized politics here aren't just controversial, that's risky because maybe one day, you got that person really pissed off, that you might receive a blackmail, and then they will call by this rule.
Blah, blah.
It's just one of those things. You might have to think it twice before you really want to get into those deep topics when there are some locals having very different opinions than you. I mean, certain topics are off limits and that can really get you in trouble, even if you're just asking questions. You never know who's listening, online or offline. Comments can be reported or monitored. Don't travel during Chinese holidays. I have some foreign friends, they love to travel when they are free, but sometimes the only free time is when everybody's having the Chinese holidays. They're working here. Also for some Chinese people, they travel as well. So the horror story started from, my friend wanted to visit Xi'an, Terracotta Warriors, sounds amazing. So she booked the train ticket to Xi'an. The train station was a battlefield. She waited for 2 hours just to get through security. And you know what? I'm not exaggerating because this is so common during holidays. And you can clearly see each highway station is so packed and there's absolutely no space. And all you can see is the people's head and it's so like little ants. When she finally got on the train, it was so crowded, so she had to stand the whole way 5 hours with her face in someone's backpack, so it was pretty rough ride. When she finally arrived, the Terracotta Warriors were there or somewhere, but all she saw were thousands of selfie sticks and tour groups. So she spent most of the time shuffling in a human conveyor belt than actually seeing anything. I mean, why you should avoid traveling during Chinese holidays? Well, the first thing would be insane crowds. Every major attraction turned into a human zoo. And the stress will be overloaded, fighting for train tickets and even bathroom, access is exhausting. So there's no actual real realization. So please avoid traveling during Chinese New Year in China. This is when everybody is taking their work off and nobody is really working, including, sometimes taxi, bus, especially if you stay in a small town. That can be scary because if you really want to go somewhere but there's no taxi, then you can feel really you're stuck in there. Alright, let's settle this once and for all. Do you really need to carry your passport everywhere in China as a foreigner? The short answer is no, and I will tell you why. So the myth of always carry a passport rule. So when foreigners move to China, they check on YouTube. Basically, the YouTuber will tell them, the foreign YouTuber will tell them, you have to carry the passport everywhere you go, and the police will check on them. So for months, they carry it everywhere until they realize nobody ever asked for it. Turns out the constant passport checks thing is way overblown. After years here, my foreign friends have never been randomly stopped on the street just to show passports. When do you actually need it? Hotels, they legally need to scan it for registration, high-speed trains, flights, ID checks at station, airports, sometimes bank, obviously. Government stuff, I mean, carrying it everywhere, it's risky. Losing it, it's gonna be a nightmare. Replacing a passport in China is stressful and time-consuming. On your phone works 99% of the time if someone asks, which almost never happens. Unless you're doing something official, leave that precious bootleg at home. Trust me, China's not waiting to ambush you for a passport check. Real talk, if you're new to China, you might be freaking out a little bit when you see so many guards, security, and police around, but here's the thing, it's totally normal and here's why you shouldn't stress. When you first arrive here, you might see police at subway stations, shopping malls, even just patrolling random streets, and you might think is something wrong happening here, or am I in trouble? Turns out, nope, that's just how it is here. It's just routine, unlike some countries where police only showed up during emergency. Here, you will see like guards everywhere. It's very typical. Chinese people will bump into your shoulder when you're walking by. If you spend more than 5 minutes walking in a Chinese city, you have probably been shoulder checked like you are in some kind of invisible, robot match. Why does this happen? And more importantly, how do you survive it? The shoulder bump phenomenon. So when foreigners first got here, so they saw that they were being targeted, like, do they have a sign on them saying that police ran into that foreigner? But nope. It's just a culture thing, and here's why. Crowds are normal in megacities. Personal space is a luxury. People are used to squeezing through tight spaces. Or, most of the people, they just don't care. Waiting in line, people behind you may even be so close that they touch you. So why people stand way too close in line, especially in mall? If you ever waited in line in China and felt someone breathing down your neck, literally pressing against you like you are their human backpack, you are not alone. And why does this happen? I feel like people are from like 60s or 70s, also like early 80s. They were born in a different age of tunnel China, and maybe the way that they think that they don't appreciate much of decency, and also there's maybe a fear of cutting, and some hover to prevent line jumpers even if you are clearly like not going anywhere. So also there's zero concept of personal space. People will pretend that they understand you, so you don't say, do you understand? Then the answer will be definitely yes. Often some foreigners first come to China, they love to speak English really fast, and sometimes maybe they try to speak some slang. There's no way Chinese people will understand it. Sometimes it's just easier to say yes to smooth the conversation, and the other time might be just that to save face that they understand you instead of asking that what does it mean and I don't get it, like this kind of thing.
The solution for that.
And paraphrase it in a simple words and ask them if they really know these things. A harsh reality of traveling in China as a foreigner. Some hotels, especially in big cities like Beijing, Shanghai, those are the two famous cities that I know, will straight up refuse to take foreigners. And this is just bureaucracy here, so let me explain why this happens. My first time in Shanghai, my partner and I booked 3-star hotel downtown. At check-in, they took one look at my passport and my partner's passport and said, sorry, no foreigners. Only certain hotels. We find out that, the government can allow them to host international guests, and usually those hotels are expensive 5-star one. Many lower tier hotels aren't licensed to register foreigners with local police, like a legal requirements. So like hostel, motel, like cheaper one, if it's in a big city, sometimes they will refuse you to register. And also some hotels just feeling lazy and then they don't wanna do all of the paperwork. Often it happens in the most tourist cities. If a taxi refuses to use the meter, walk away, ask them the price before you jump in the taxi. So this is the oldest scan in the book. Whenever you jump on the taxi, you can say 打表, 打表. Use the meter. Never take a picture. Some foreigners learn this through hallway, and sometimes it just happen, these things. Like they got into a cab and the driver said, No meter, 200 RMB just for 5 minutes. You know, for it should have been just only 15 yuan. So when they argue, he locked the doors. He won't let them get out. So this is when they discovered the power of 打表. I mean, this is normally a scam, right? So you will get rip-off and price inflates 3 to 4 times normal rates, and it's not safety guarantee. I mean, that might end up like a hostage situation. Some drivers will keep you in a car until you pay
Crazy price.
If these things happen for you, you can start to pull out your phone and record the whole situation. Also, by saying, I'm gonna call the police, most of the time this will freak them out and they will let you go. Here's the phrase 报警报警110 that's the number 110 110. Alright everyone, I'm Sapphire. If you find my video useful, please don't forget to give me a like. I will see you next time.